Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be busting through the top 5 beauty myths that I am consistently hearing about, either in comments, on my own videos. People have questions regarding, like, isn't this a rule for women over 40? Or you read about it in magazines or on other social media platforms, blogs. There's all these rules allegedly for women over 40, and I've been a makeup artist for over 20 years. Obviously, I've only been my 40s for a couple years, but I know a few things about makeup. Am I the ultimate authority? Of course not. But I do hold some pretty strong beliefs when it comes to rules. I think that perhaps it's the artist in me. I grew up doing drawing, painting, pottery, sculpture, and I think all artists feel that way about their art, that they don't want any rules applied to it. And for some people, makeup is just about, making them look prettier. And of course, I wear makeup to make myself look prettier, but it's also a form of artistic expression for a lot of us. Those of us who are really into the artistic aspect of makeup, we actually enjoy the act of applying it. We love putting together all these different looks, and that's why I think Instagram is so great, because I never realized how much creativity was out there, how much beautiful art can be created on a person's face, until I started seeing what all these people were creating, this artwork on their faces. So I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent. I want to get right to the 5 beauty myths and bust through each one for you. So let's start off with a bang and discuss the biggest myth I have ever heard. And that one is, okay, here's the scoop on black eyeliner if you're over 40. It really depends on your skin tone and what kind of black eyeliner and where exactly are you putting that black eyeliner. Now, I am a firm believer in black mascara for all people. I see no point, and I know this is controversial, but I see no point in brown mascara. But that's my personal opinion. I'm sure there are many of you out there who are saying, oh gosh, no, black looks horrible on me, I have to do brown. And that's what you're comfortable in, and that's totally fine. I say this all the time. I will never tell somebody to not do something if they like the way it looks. Now, as for the eyeliner, if you are very fair-skinned, if you have red hair, green eyes, pale skin, yes, a black eyeliner could possibly look harsh on you. But it's gonna depend on, again, a lot of factors. You can always tightline with black, which is what I've demonstrated in some other videos, where you lift up this area and you put the pencil, because I'm very fair too, so I like to tightline. Otherwise, I feel like you can see like this whitish flesh tone area between my lashes and my eyeball, and it looks kind of weird. So I like to tightline, and I always use black. And for the upper lash line, a little black eyeliner, pencil liner, or even a black eyeshadow smudged on the upper lash line looks really, really pretty and can add a lot of definition. Even to someone like myself, I still wear winged liner, black winged liner, and I understand that's not for everybody, but I would never read that in a magazine and say, oh, I need to stop wearing, don't wear black liquid liner ever if you're over 40. I would never read that and say, oh, I'm gonna toss all my black eyeliners in the garbage. That would never happen. Now, do I personally ever go and put a ring of black around my eyes? No, I would not, because I am way too fair for that. But if I encountered somebody like a Jennifer Lopez, I know she's not your typical 40-something by any stretch of the imagination, but she can rock a black smoky eye. And I know that other women in their 40s can also rock a black smoky eye. Especially if you're someone with a real olive skin like Jennifer Lopez, you can most definitely pull it off. So once again, do not ditch the black eyeliner, experiment with it. Maybe you need to use a brown black. Maybe you need to not put it in your inner rims down here, but maybe focus it only on the outer corners of the eye, maybe the outer third. Play around with it, but don't pitch it. The second myth is, you most certainly can wear highlighter. It's a matter of choosing the proper highlighter. So I have a couple do's and don'ts here for you. The don't would be, don't choose a glittery highlighter. This is the Artist Couture Gold Digger. And I will admit that I do actually wear this product sometimes, but as of now, I don't have a lot of wrinkling or texture. Well, I have large pores, so this one, yeah, isn't the best for the pores, but I don't have a lot of like wrinkles in this area yet. So I feel actually okay wearing it, but if you are someone who has more lines around this portion of your face or around your eyes, this type of glittery highlighter, it's gorgeous, yes, but it does have some major glitter particles that will translate to emphasizing that area that you really don't want emphasized, like fine lines or deep wrinkles. So the better choice is going to be using a highlighter that leaves just a nice sheen. And one of my personal favorites is this one from Marc Jacobs. It is the Spotlight Glow Stick. It looks like a little deodorant. And all it does is it leaves a beautiful sheen on the skin versus a sparkle. I kind of wiped this one off a little bit, but sheen, sparkle. And another one of my favorites to just add a glow is this one from Mercier. It is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlight number 1. And I'll put this one next to the Marc Jacobs. So as you can see, it's definitely a lot more subtle. So again, it's not about ditching the concept entirely. It's about finding the right product that gives you the look you want without emphasizing the things you don't want. Okay, now let's move on to myth number 3. Okay, now raise your hand if you have tried an all matte eye look and you felt like it actually aged you. Now, once again, I'm not trying to make a blanket statement that anytime I do a matte eye, I hate it, or anytime I use all mattes on a client, it looks horrible. It's all about the individual, because not everybody looks the same at 40, at 48, at 50. You can put two 47-year-olds next to each other and one might look vastly different than the other. One could look a lot older and one could look a lot younger. So I really loathe those types of statements because some people's lids can actually tolerate shimmer. I am not one to put shimmer in the crease. I just think it looks better when there's a matte color there. But as for shimmers on the lid, when you keep them lower to the lash line and right on the lid, whether you're doing a halo eye or just putting it a little bit in this inner corner, it can look really beautiful and almost give the eye a dewy look. And as we all know, you don't want to look all dry and shriveled up. A dewy look as you get older, unless you're really oily like me, which in my case doesn't always look that good, but a dewy look in general is a nicer look. So while you don't want sparkle everywhere, or maybe you do, but I recommend that you do use a little bit of a shimmer and choose them wisely. Now, I personally love this Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, but it does have some serious metallic shimmers. So these might not work so well on someone with more crepey lids or wrinkly lids. I'm not really sure what word I'm supposed to use here, guys. I don't want to offend anybody, but if somebody could give me another adjective to describe it, then I'll definitely use it. But for now, I'm just gonna say a more wrinkly lid. A heavy metallic or anything that's more glittery probably isn't gonna look that nice, but if you choose a buttery, smooth shimmer like this one from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette that doesn't have any chunky glitter, and so this can actually, contrary to popular belief, give the lid a more smooth appearance. So the takeaway from that one is don't choose something that has heavy, chunky glitter or sparkle unless that's your thing, because if that's your thing, keep doing it. But for those of you who are looking for alternatives, who do want something more subtle, then look for a real buttery, smooth, soft shimmer versus sparkle or anything that is labeled as sparkle or glitter. Make sure it's a soft shimmer. And eyeshadows today are so much better than they were even 10, 15 years ago. They're so finely milled that they do make your lids actually look smoother. Moving on to myth number 4. Okay, so here's the scoop on bright blush. As we get older, we lose natural color in our faces. So a lot of times as a makeup artist, when I would be working on someone's face, I wouldn't even show them the blush I was using because I knew if they saw it, they would be like, heck no, do not put that on me, because it would be a brighter color. Now, if you have a lot of redness in your skin and you're not using a foundation, of course you don't want to go be putting a bright pink blush over red skin. And I do recommend that most women wear some type of foundation, even if it's just a tinted moisturizer. So by foundation, I guess I just mean something that will even out your skin tone. So when you do go and put some color back in, you're putting it on an even canvas. You're not putting a bright blush on top of a red skin. But what happens when you use these bright blushes is it does give you that real youthful glow. So one of my favorite bright blushes is this one from NARS. I accidentally dug my nail into it, but it's called Desire and it looks scary bright pink. So when you are using bright blushes like this type of brush will be your best friend. This one is from Smashbox, but a lot of different brands have this style of fan brush. And what this does is it picks up a minimal amount of color and then really diffuses it when you're applying it to the cheeks, so you won't end up with clown cheeks. So if you have a habit of going heavy-handed with blush, definitely look into getting a fan brush, because just a little touch, this isn't the blush I have on right now, so it might look a little weird, but you just dust it right on and it will give you a very pretty, once again, youthful glow. Now, would I reach for that type of bright blush if I was doing like a heavy smoky eye? No, that's definitely something that I would wear if I'm doing a more neutral eye and a more neutral lip. I'm actually suggesting that you use these brighter blushes on an everyday basis when your makeup is more simple, when you're just doing a very natural eye, maybe just some mascara, a little lip balm or gloss, and then that little pop of color on the cheek to really tie it all together to look polished and awake. And the final myth we're going to bust today is, now I have been a wearer of lip liner since pretty much the dawn of time. I love lip liners, and I know some people hate them with a passion. And a lot of that is because we all lived through the 90s lip, where it was heavy, like Max Spice all around with a really pale, nude, almost concealerish color in the center. And it was just so unattractive. So we're all having flashbacks to that. And we don't want to look like that. So even if a lot of women touch a lip liner, they just see that and they're like, oh no, that's outdated, that's 90s. Well, the truth of the matter is that our lips get smaller as we age, and they could use some definition. Now, I'm not saying you should go into overlining territory, but I do suggest you trying a lip liner. Now, there are so many amazing colors on the market. If you want a good neutral, I can list a bunch of them for you. I mean, some of my favorites are Kevyn Aucoin's Medium. I like Stark Naked from Urban Decay. I like Oh Honey from MAC, Stripped Down from MAC. Of course, it's gonna depend on your skin tone what a nude really is. Today I'm wearing Morning Coffee because I am wearing a little bit darker of a lip color, but I typically reach for my nudes. I probably have a good 10 nudes in my makeup bag at this moment. But a trick for applying the lip liner, if you're afraid of just putting on a lip liner and then filling in your lips with it, I would suggest doing your lip liner after. So I'll let you in on a little secret. When I first started wearing lip liner, before I started in the cosmetics industry and learned from Bobbi Brown and Laura Mercier, I was wearing my lip liner after my lipstick. It just seemed natural to me that you would put on the lip color and then you would take the lip liner and it would kind of glide over the lipstick that you were wearing. So it wasn't so intense. And I was so happy to hear in one of my very first trainings with Bobbi Brown, probably in 1996, and this was with Bobbi herself, she recommended that we tell our clients, or that we do it this way on our clients. Put the lipstick on first and then the lip liner. Because once again, it will glide over the lip color and not be as harsh. I also like these types of products. This is a chunky lip pencil from Buxom. So one end, sorry, I probably should have sharpened it before I showed it to you. It looks kind of nasty. Here, so you apply the lip color, which can be used just as a lip liner, or you can fill in your entire lip with it. And then it has a brush on the end. So if you're still scared of lip liner, I highly recommend a lip brush or a product like this that you can really blend the two together. So there you have it, 5 beauty myths debunked or busted or however you want to call it. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would also love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. All of those are Risa Does Makeup. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these makeup rules and what's the makeup rule that drives you crazy that you disagree with. I'd love to have some back and forth with you guys, so definitely leave me a comment if you so choose. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.